Hello everyone, good evening. I'm just going to go ahead and come on here a couple minutes early. That way we'll just let everyone straggle in and not keep you guys on the elevator music for forever. I see we have one viewer so far. Who would that viewer be? Let me center myself up here. Greg will be with us in just a moment. He's getting ready to go on his lunch break. Our food is already here. It is staying warm in the oven right now. And I've got the chat up on our monitor behind us here. So as usual, we'll be able to see your questions. Of course, the title of this live stream is It's Fall, y'all. Because we are now in fall. And it doesn't seem like the seasons have been any different than the previous ones, you know. This time that we're in, I swear to my good gravy. Yeah. Anyway, hopefully everyone can hear me okay. According to my audio meter over here, it says you can hear me okay. My laptop's off to the side just a little bit, as I've had to leave some room on the table here for the pizza. Me and Greg both got an individual medium-sized pizza. So this will become kind of a mukbang of sorts. Mukbang. And we have a couple things to announce. We'll announce in a moment. We're just really here just to hang out with you guys tonight. So it's a rainy day here in the metro Atlanta area. The remnants of Tropical Storm Beta is here right now. And just dumping a lot of rain on us today. There's no wind or anything. Nothing to worry about there. I want to save most of what I want to talk about for when Greg comes and sits down here on the couch with us. Let me check a couple things here while I wait for everyone to come around. Who's going to show up? Let me do this. Hey, Instagram, come join us. We are live right now on our YouTube channel, link in bio. Now, we're going to be on for the next little bit. Love you guys. All right. Hey, CC Kirby, look at me. I can see myself on the return over here on the monitor being an idiot. You know. Live on YouTube. In link in bio, we have yeah, okay. No, I lost. No, there it is. It saved my caption. Just stream, just hang out. Yeah, that's the plan. I am more than likely next Thursday going to start the Twitch streams back up. Maybe next Monday if I feel like it. It's just been a lot of long nights at work lately, you know, and it's tough when you work 3 to 11 that you don't feel like streaming when you get home. But then again, in the early afternoon, you know, I have just a little bit of time to spend with Greg, and I don't want to occupy that time. Plus, I've got to start finding time to exercise in my schedule on top of that after what's about to happen. And we'll talk about that in just a moment. You can bring instigate YouTubers share. All right. Well, hang on. I will take care of that. Let me finish up that. Profiles. Tweet. I hear a beep, which means Greg just turned off the oven. If you ever somehow get a Nintendo Switch, I highly recommend Ring Fight Adventure. It's an awesome way to exercise, the best video game exercise game I know of. Yep. And here comes the not sponsored pizza of the evening, which is very warm. Whose here? That is Greg's. No, not right this second. Thank you, Greg. Yep, that one is mine. So we'll... Yeah, I talk about exercising. We're getting ready to eat pizza. I mean, that's just a great comparison, I know. Hopefully Greg will be able to see the chat this time around the camera. I hope. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Greg. Hello. On his lunch break. He's working from home as always tonight. And we have some Domino's pizza tonight, not sponsored. Surprisingly good sandwiches. Just so I can show it to the camera. I watch it dump right out of the box when I try to show it to the camera. Yep. There is pepperoni, olive, and mushroom. Not anything really, really spectacular. You know, it got here about 10 minutes before I started up the live stream, and I had the oven preheated to 170 because I didn't want it to get cold. So there. So this is becoming a mukbang of sorts. Alright, so we're probably going to say this a couple times. The big thing that we're going to talk about in this live stream is right there behind Greg's head, which is 11 days to closing. Pepperoni sandwich today. Now we're going to have some pizza, just like you wanted that fried chicken last night. I remember that comment you made.
But yeah, if you hadn't already figured it out, we're buying a condo in Midtown Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. We have been working on this for very many months. This has been going on since late July. And we've been looking at places, and it's going back and forth. You always need fried chicken. Yeah. We've been looking at places, and we finally found a place, and then there's a whole story within a story of what has happened, and it will be explained in a lot more detail in the vlogs coming up. I've got one I have to get edited because on that day, 11 days, October 5th is our closing day as of now.
Yeah, it's still not 100% set in stone, but I'd say it's probably 95% there.
Yeah, it could get pushed back a day or two, but that's only just apartment tour. Go back on the channel. We did that when we moved in here.
Yeah, but we're it'll be 2 years at the end of our lease, that's when we're moving. So
it'll actually be a few days over 2 years because we moved here in the middle of the month.
Yeah.
And they last year went ahead and evened it out and just gave us the rest of November, just to make it on line with most of everyone else, But we are closing October 5th, and we have a nice month plus a few days to get everything ready in the condo. And of course, we're going to document some of that. Our adventures and misadventures in what? We've never painted a room before.
No.
I mean, how hard can it be? It really can't be that hard. You know, you just put tape over the edges and...
some plastic down on the floor. And...
yeah, but you only subscribed around January. You have lots of videos to go back.
They're all there waiting to be watched.
Mm-hmm. And I will admit, we've not been the most consistent uploaders, but we do what we can, you know, and it's just been real stressful lately.
Yeah.
Wondering where all the other people are. Huh.
Don't make a mess.
Oh, hush. Oh, comment anytime, you know. I mean, I try, and Greg sometimes replies to comments. Which, we are officially not going to do any more Greg's Kitchen videos in this kitchen.
Right.
The next Greg's Kitchen video will be in his new kitchen after we move.
Which is it's a much nicer kitchen.
Yes, that was one big point of buying a place to live, was a better kitchen, because this kitchen here is just, it's small. It's too small. I mean, that's a good idea. It's getting us some paper towels. Thank you. You're off today? I'm off every Thursday and Friday, you know. I work Saturday through Wednesday, excuse me. It's interesting seeing us on the return. It's actually good quality. Oh, your comic book collection. I mean, you can't show the whole thing off in one video.
No.
I mean, your board game video has done real well on the channel.
Well, that's
you
good.
know, so maybe that video is in order. But this is quality YouTube content. You're sitting around watching us eat pizza. I mean, we should title this "It's Fall Y'all Mukbang." Maybe that would have gotten more clicks. So just give a brief run through of what different series you have, comic book wise.
Well, I mean, my collection is almost all Walt Disney comic books. You know, mainly Donald Duck and Uncle Scrooge and all those. So that's mainly what I collect.
But you could go on about the quality of the recent comics. I've had to hear it from you a lot lately.
They were good for a while, and then they fired all the good people, and now they're not so good.
And you said to me, they're not even printing them right now because of the pandemic.
Yeah, well, they solicited a bunch of issues, you know, and announced that they were going to be available and to get the comic shops to order however many copies they wanted. They did that. They you know, solicited a bunch of issues right before the pandemic that ended up not getting delivered because of the pandemic. So they're trying to go back and fulfill all of that first before they go back and do anything new.
Sounds like an uphill battle.
You know, and the sales have dropped off some too. And
for obvious reasons.
And again, the quality hasn't been that good lately, but it's all been. They're not really publishing any new news stories. They're recent stories, but they're from other countries, and the translations haven't been very good lately. Some of it doesn't make any sense.
How so?
I mean, stuff characters wouldn't say, or not in the way they say it, or literal translations that don't make any sense in English. It's really not very good.
I see. In other words, you got people that don't really know what they're doing. They've given not the inmates the keys to the asylum, but some other people, the cleaning crew.
The cheap people.
Does that make sense?
The cheaper people that Disney corporate wanted to hire. So.
Oh, cheap is the key word there. Cheap and Disney go hand in hand, so the mouse can stuff more money in his pockets. I was about to say Bob Iger, but he doesn't work for Disney anymore, does he? He stepped down, didn't he? Yeah. Let's see. C.C. Kirby's main collection is Silver Age Marvel. Second issue of The Avengers, his most prized book. First appearance of the Wasp in that book. Can't follow recent comics, especially Marvel, DC. Comics have been stuck in that edgy '90s style and haven't moved away from it.
I can see that.
He used to read The Simpsons when he was in middle school, which it's ironic because a couple weekends ago at work, I got to ingest all the cache episodes of The Simpsons from last season because one station in the hub I work in still shows the repeats. WHNS Greenville, South Carolina still has their rights to it in the Greenville Spartanburg National Market. And they've been showing some as filler on the weekends when they don't have sports. And they've been showing the recent seasons that Western Mass doesn't show. I don't know. That's all shop talk for you. Bob Iger steps down from Disney after he cannot move around in his house anymore from all the money he stuffed inside. It sounds like the title of a book, honestly. And on top of that, I'll bet they charge like $4 per issue.
Yep, pretty much.
I mean, what is the actual price, or does it vary?
Well, it varies, but it does. It ranges from $3 to $4. So.
Yeah, you had a file at a good comic book store back in Knoxville.
Yeah. Around the time we moved, though, was around the time the quality was dropping. So.
You never reestablished a new one, did you?
No.
You were a loyal customer to that show. What was the name of that comic book shop?
Comics Exchange.
Right.
In Knoxville.
Mm-hmm. Chapman Highway. Marvels are $5.99 right now. That is steep.
Well,
which
Disney owns them, so.
Well, they can charge whatever they want, I guess. I never have bought comic books in my life. So when I was a kid in the 90s, I have really no idea how much they cost. Probably like $1, $2, $3, somewhere around in there.
When I started collecting when I was a kid, they were $1.50.
So $1.50 would probably be about $3.50 today. I guess the cost is relative given inflation. Oh, so you lived on Long Island for a time. Where are you from originally? Are you from the New York City area? We used to have a shop on Long Island that regularly sold mainly books from pre-1980s. Now each comic shop right here is like 5 books from before 1989. They'll call it their retro section.
Yeah, there's a lot of shops like that around nowadays.
I mean, they're no Brody Bruce, that's for sure. Touch not, lest ye be touched. Right? You're from Long Island. Okay. As you've seen on the channel, we've visited New York City very many times over the years. quite possibly our favorite vacation destination.
We never really got to Long Island, though.
No, we did not. Suffolk County, a little hamlet called Holtzville. We know Chuck. Oh, we know Chuck Donegan. Oh, yeah. He's an old friend of ours. I mean, we've known him online since I've known him since the late '90s, since the alt TV game shows days, and I traded with him very many times, and you have as well, and then you have since we've been together, and he's a good guy. He always has been. You know, and his site hasn't changed looks a lot, and it's not changed looks at all in all those years. He's kept the same.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm like on the bajillionth look of my blog, you know, it's just I blog like once every month or once every 5 weeks or something like that. Whenever I feel like sitting down and oh yeah, he's really nice. He really is. I mean, I've not gotten to talk to him much in person over the years. We've traded messages back and forth in threads. I mean, it goes way, way back. It seems like in tracking his collection page that he was one of the first to figure out how to download things off of YouTube, and he actually added them to his collection, which we do that ourselves, you know. I mean, Ahmad Curry's channel has been a repertoire of upgrading copies of a lot of our show. I've never actually listened to his radio show. I know he does radio. Well, that's not so unusual. I mean, and there's a wealth of material that we have in our archive that we have, speaking of radio, that has not seen the light of day in a very long time.
Yeah, we can just leave that buried.
Why? Why do we leave it? We did a radio show on college radio way back when, 2000. When did we start that? Spring of 2007? Until we graduated in December of 2008. We had a radio show on our college campus radio station, which back then it wasn't over the air. During our time, they started an internet stream, so at least you could listen to it online, or you could listen to it via closed circuit on campus. And we played 60s, 70s, 80s, and we did a great show prep on that. Oh, you you don't want to hear. There was one night. Okay, towards the end, the management, who was always so supportive of our show, wanted our show to continue. Or no, actually no, we wanted the show to continue. They never asked us. We wanted the show to continue. I'm misremembering. So we got together with a couple of our classmates who were going to take it over from us, and we invited them to do the show with us for the last weeks we were on, to just kind of hand off the show properly, you know, get their feet wet, and on the last night, halfway through the show, we handed off the show to these two individuals, and they took it on and did it for a couple more semesters, and then it kind of just faded away. But there was one night that all four of us were doing the show, and I messed something up, and I slipped and said shit on the air. Now, if that wasn't bad enough, about an hour or so later, I slipped up and said shit again, a second time in the same show.
At least we weren't on the actual air.
Right, we would have been in trouble.
It was just closed circuit and internet.
Yeah, keep that in mind.
That
This-
radio channel is on the actual air now, though.
Mhm. Yes, it is. Thanks to the miracle of HD radio, you can go find them. WETS 89.5 HD4, The Edge. ETSU's radio alternative. Because for very many years, 89.5 FM has been the NPR station for the Tri-Cities area where we grew up. And it is it's home to us, but we haven't been there in a very, very long time. You know, it's changed. When we were there and in college, it was a number 89 television market, and now it's below 100. The population has dropped dramatically.
Hopefully, we'll get back there this Christmas to see my family.
Oh yes, definitely, definitely indeed.
Didn't work out last year.
No. But this year, since I'm off Thursday and Friday, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day fall on Thursday and Friday this year, so I should be off work. She only lets one person have the holidays off that's scheduled.
Right, but if it's your off day anyway, then
Yeah, then I'll still get paid for the holiday, but... Let's see here. Our local high school had a radio station, and my one and only attempt at doing radio, the operator messed up and it turned out I was broadcasting to no one. I didn't go back. Well, you can't give up. I mean, the first rule of broadcasting is that, hey, Michael, the first rule of broadcasting is that if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. I put it to you like this. If you remember the great Mel Brooks movie Spaceballs, this is what doing live radio or television is like. If you remember the wedding of Princess Vespa at the beginning of the movie. All right, everyone, start on the left foot. Daddy, that's your right foot. It's too late. Keep going. I'm sorry. Oh my God. I gotta watch out on the return. Oh, I didn't mean to. Oh my God! I'm sorry. Oh. It figures Michael shows up when the violence ensues. Oh, sorry, Michael. I wouldn't call it attacking, you know. Honestly, we've had not non-violent physical altercations before. You know, I've slapped him. He has hit me back. We both admit to that.
not hard.
Not hard though. We were just angry. Okay, you can smack me back. No, you can really have a smack. Go for it. There. Okay. Downhill. We had fun doing that show. And it was a great almost 2 years that we did that show. You know? But, I mean, we were rough around the edges. We really were. And part of the time we're using DJ names that didn't make sense whatsoever. Those are the days I don't want heard again, for sure. Because we were awkward, and it was a lot of just it's a lot of dated material. So suffice it to say, I'll think about it, but probably no. Oh yeah, really? You know, I mean, there was that one video where I pulled out those old photos of you. I mean, I could go back into the archive right now and find them if you want me to. Yeah, and old photos of me too. But okay, so Michael knows about the 11 days to closing. You already know what's going on.
Yep.
We're still on course.
Hopefully October 5th sticks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see why it wouldn't at this point, but you never know what could happen.
Right.
I don't know if there's any harm in saying this. We have a phone call tomorrow to discuss final final details of our loan. So
Mm-hmm. How much the rest of the cash to close, as they call it, is,
yeah,
which is well within what we have saved up.
it should be right in our means, so that's good.
Mm-hmm. Our mortgage payment will be right smack good in our budget. You know, we have budgeted well. We have prepared for this as well as possibly can go, as you possibly can do. You know,
Yeah, and the way I figure it, it's actually not going to be that much more than we're paying in rent for this apartment. So
yes, and we'll own a condo. We'll own real estate. You know, if you had told me 3 years ago that we were going to own real estate in Atlanta at the end of 2020, I would have said, you're about 2 or 3 years too early for that prediction. You know, because we were always planning to buy a place to live. We were always planning on it, but it's just that
I never wanted to in Knoxville.
no, I didn't either. We had long wanted to move down here well before 2018. It's just 2018 was the year we decided to put the plan in motion. And
We probably could have done it a little sooner, but you know.
well, it is what it is. But I lost my train of thought. But after I predicted that we were not going to be able to buy real estate down here until 5 to 10 years after we moved down here. But then COVID happened, and we both got those stimulus payments.
Yeah, that's what really gave us enough to.
You got a bonus from work as well.
And all that put together gave us enough for down payment.
Mm-hmm. So we said, well, what are we waiting for? You know, with the apartment lease up at the end of November, which ironically enough, I'm looking at it right over there. The renewal notice for the lease was stuck in the door today. Yeah, we're not renewing our lease. It's not up to the end of November. So, as I've said to Michael, and as everyone here watching this now knows, we're going to have a nice, slow, methodical move.
Yeah.
We've already booked movers for November 12th. So that's the day we're actually moving all our stuff. And we have a nice month and a few days, a month and a week, about 5 weeks, somewhere around in there.
And that any sprucing up we want to do to the new place, that gives us plenty of time to do that before we actually move in.
Mm-hmm.
That way we're not sprucing up around our stuff.
And this is really the first move we've ever had that has not been in a rush.
Yeah, somebody's got a job. You start in 2 weeks. We got to find a place. Oh, hurry.
Yep. And that was right up to the last time. Well, there's that one move. We're not going to talk about that one move. Yeah, you know the one I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That's best not said. Michael has a question. When you first met, what was the first thing you noticed about the other / attracted to? Oh, I know what it was. Besides your brown eyes. Yeah. Oh, don't you start giving me those bad guys. He knows how to melt my heart. I think it was just that Greg was the first person I had ever met in the flesh, in person, that I could talk to about so many things on my level, and he understood everything on my level.
Yeah,
you know?
it was really the same for me too. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we really understood each other right away, and I hadn't really had that with anybody. When you have people that kind of sort of do or kind of pretend to, but or just flat out think you're weird and crazy.
Well, that was what I got a lot of. My family never wanted to say that to me, but they say they loved me, but they probably thought I was just totally 100% weird. Which I didn't care. I really didn't care, and I don't care now. I mean, Anyway, but there's a whole story within that. And Kirby, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch the video about how we met. There's a whole story there about how we met and how we fell in love and that sort of thing. I won't go through the whole thing again. What's the absolute silliest things you've ever had a heated argument over that you both can look back on and laugh about now? Well, the first one that comes to mind of several is about a month ago when we went to wire the money, and I started claiming there was a clicking sound going on in the car.
Yeah, there was.
That it probably was always there.
It was always
and
there.
And I got angry about it. You kept insisting, no, the noise has always been there. And I kept saying, no, I've never heard this before. And let me tell you, honestly, when we get in a yelling match, we get in a yelling match. You know? And we're both culpable on this one, you know. But that was a completely silly argument, you know. No sides to it. I mean, it's like a great taste, less filling argument, you know. No one really. They're both right. I felt weird commenting on old video TV. No, leave a comment. That's why the comment box is there. You know,
it doesn't expire. You know,
no, it doesn't expire. You know, we try to make the videos just as more or less Yanny Laurel. Oh, don't remind me about that. Oh, the blue or the green, the blue dress or the white dress. Don't remind me about that one. Michael was right on point with that. Yeah. I mean, come on. The internet is more useful than these endless debates. What's another thing we've had a silly argument about? I can't remember anything else.
There's one time there was one big fight we had about somebody bought the wrong cheese. So.
Oh, that fight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to tell the story.
Might
as well. One time we had to move because the neighbors complained about us. The first place we ever lived in Knoxville, which was years and years before we were ever on YouTube. This was back 2009 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
I bought the wrong kind of cheese at the grocery store for tacos.
Yeah, it was the spicy kind, which I couldn't handle.
And I got angry about it, and our neighbors called the police on us.
Yeah.
And we weren't violent or anything.
We weren't even that loud.
No.
I think they were looking for an excuse to get rid of us, to be honest.
Yeah, and I think it was a mixed blessing because we ended up with a great landlord, and it was the house we lived in for 7 years, and it is the place you saw us move out of on the moving vlogs in 2018.
And I really think it was they were wanting to get rid of us for the wrong reasons. If you the prejudiced reasons, you know, they were looking for any excuse. But it was at the point where we didn't want to stay there, so there's no point in fighting it.
Yeah, that guy was a total blowhard who's probably a Trump supporter right now.
Probably.
He's a big Second Amendment advocate, and he ran at the time and probably still does run a gun store.
Mm-hmm.
But we were having trouble finding a place to live in Knoxville, and he offered it to us, so we took it. And what else are we going to do? We were broke. We were broke students, ex-college students, just fresh out of college. And we had to hurriedly throw all our stuff in a U-Haul and move in February of 2009.
And we were both only working... Well, I was working part-time and you weren't working at all.
How we managed to survive, we still can't figure that out.
We ate a lot of spaghetti.
We ate a lot of hamburger helper, if I recall.
That too.
Yeah. But we still managed to find a way to found a way to eat out every now and then. We ate at Ryan's every so often and had a nice dinner.
Yeah.
It was cheaper then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a almost non-existent chain of stores anymore.
Of course, my working part-time, it really ended up being like 38, 39 hours a week, so keep barely under where they didn't have to give me benefits.
That was around the time I got a job at Target, part-time as well. Can you imagine two people fresh out of college, one has a part-time job in his field, another doesn't have a job in his field and is also working part-time. It was mental torture for me for that. Like, it was a year and a half that I worked there.
But you got a job in your field and everything worked out.
Yep. And here I am now, you know. It's real weird because I met this guy recently. I was chatting with him, and just a moment. Okay. Met this guy. I was chatting with him recently, and he's a young college student, and he was working for Kroger, and then ended up, after I started chatting with him, he got a job at Target, and I bit my tongue and was not like, no, I just want to say, no, don't, no.
Yeah,
Not that Target was a bad place. Target was good to me. Back then, they were good to me too.
Yeah, there are a lot worse places.
Walmart. That's a story for another day. For me, that is. One of my old jobs made me part-time and gave me 35 hours a week. Like, are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did dodge a bullet by no longer living in this dirt bag. It's hard to imagine Greg losing his temper or being angry. He's so chill.
Most of the time, but you've seen me angry.
If there's one person who can make Greg angry, it's me. You're bound to do it. I mean, Michael understands. He's married. Yeah, I'm sure you and Ben have gotten in arguments time and time again.
But that's the thing. You feel like you can get in arguments with the people closest to you because you know you're not going to run them off.
Here's Rich. Hi, Rich. I'd work at Walmart before Target. Well, maybe Walmart's better now, but back in 2001, 2002, when I worked there, it was much different. I suspect, but I can't prove it, that I was fired because of my homosexuality. They veiled it for another reason. I think they just wanted to get rid of me. But that ship has long sailed, you know. It was it happened for a reason. Costco, Weis, which is a supermarket chain, and Michael hated it. You know, the funny thing is that there are videos here on YouTube of old supermarket training videos, like in other stores, and you cannot sit through those things. Talking about loss prevention and shrink and all those other store terms, which I understand what the concepts are, but the way the production methods in the videos and the acting is not good, because I think they're getting store associates to actually play these roles. I mean, why else? Why to keep it cheap? Why would you hire an actor? I mean, what are you going to hire? Patrick Stewart? Stop! Don't take that! In his Shakespearean way. That's a bad impersonation. Bob and Lisa. I mean, how can you do retail as a career? They're so strong. I mean, I mean, you have like Lisa there with her 39 pieces of flair. You know what movie I'm referring to by that. That's exactly the kind of person we're referring to here. It's someone who has the 39 pieces of flair. Want to see my pieces of flair? There's my pieces of flair. Okay? Okay. I live for that scene in Office Space. One of the best movies of all time is Office Space.
Well, everybody can relate to it.
I definitely can. I mean, I remember I was working on a register one night, and we were getting ready to close, and this woman comes through the line, and she has a binder with those baseball card pages, and there are coupons in the baseball card pages.
Crazy coupon lady.
The craziest coupon lady. She has her coupons sorted out and in these baseball card binder pages.
Oh, Lord.
That is just like, ah!
I understand saving money with coupons, but...
A guy with a disability working shelf stocking, then they realized they were violating the ADA. They put me on the register. Good Lord. Oh. Patrick Stewart might do it as a joke, you know. I have finished my pizza.
I'm saving the rest of mine for later.
I worked at Office Depot and we sold a red stapler, and that was the one time at Office Depot where we were packed was the day it came out. Yep, you don't need to explain that one to me. Yes, but I just love the vision of Mike Judge to put destroying the fax machine to the most filthy gangster rap song he could find. That's still by the Ghetto Boys. It's not fun listening to it censored. Thanks, Family Guy. But you can listen to that scene with the uncensored track on the DVD. We have it on the shelf back there. Oh, my stapler. I'm gonna burn the place down. I'm gonna burn the place down. And they didn't take him seriously, and he did it. It's interesting. I don't know. So I went to the dentist earlier today, and they had on The Office. And I can never draw the line between Office Space and The Office. It seems like The Office is imitative of Office Space in a way. I mean, it's not a direct copy, and it's probably sacrilege for me saying that. But that's just the way I feel. I mean, it's a good show, I'm sure, but I just never really got into The Office, you know. Now I'm really gonna get, okay. A guilty pleasure movie you know is terrible, but you enjoy it anyway. I don't know. I keep going back and watching. Every now and then I'll watch the first Friday the 13th, which is a classic in its own mind. But if you really don't know it in the guys in the annals of movie history, if you watched it cold, knowing nothing about it, people would probably say it's a terrible movie. Which it does look dated. It hasn't aged well in 40 years. Yeah, and there's that. Michael watched a marathon earlier today. Well, the guy named Michael, what would you expect? Anyway, some bits haven't aged well. Yeah, there's one episode they pulled off streaming, did they not?
I think so.
It had a blackface gag.
Something like that.
Why did they do that in the first place? I don't know. I'm not saying they're bad movies. No, they don't. If you were to sit a person down today who knew nothing about it they would. I don't think they would think it was a good movie that really translates well for its time period. I mean, certainly with it coming out 2 years after Halloween, which is leagues better. Idiocracy. I don't know. That's one I'm going to have to look up, you know. Okay, but Jason Takes Manhattan is terrible until Jason is actually in New York City. You see, the thing about that movie is Jason on a cruise ship in the first place. Why? They're really, really, really stretching it. And I've not seen Part 8 since the mid-90s. I watched it once. I can't remember if it was on cable or home video, nor does it matter. I'm going to look up Idiocracy because, Mike Judge, again. I do not remember this. Luke Wilson, Maya Rudolph, Dax Shepard. The film was not screened for critics. Oh, man. I might have to seek this one out. It sounds like one I should watch. Terry Crews was in it. David Herman, Justin Long. Thomas Hayden Church? Interesting. Huh. They didn't realize until the actual production how expensive it was to film in New York City. Yeah, this was before the era of tax incentives and that sort of thing. Oh, so they just took part of the movie and put it on a cruise ship because of that. In other words, they slightly rewrote the script. Which, Jason Takes Manhattan came out in 88, did it not? So the writer's strike had nothing to do with the production of this movie. That was just after that. I don't know why I'm drawing that association. Don't try and connect my logic, please. But hey Google, when was Friday the 13th Part 8 released? Oh, July 28th, 1989. Okay, that tells you my it tells you my knowledge. Yeah, it came out in the summer of 89 amidst all those other sequels that came out that summer. You probably heard me talk about the summer of 89 before, that there were so many things that came out that summer. And my cult favorite, UHF, came out that summer. It was only in theaters just a couple of weeks and got just murdered by everything else that was out that summer. Star Trek V, Ghostbusters 2, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Batman, etc., etc., etc. You know, that was as close as Hollywood has come to 1939, which was, a lot of people say, is the greatest year Hollywood ever had. You know, because so many great movies came out that year too. Wizard of Oz, Gone with the Wind, etc. I do intend to start Nick's Flicks, the Best Picture project, back up. We got to get moved first.
Once we get all settled in the new place.
Yeah, we will resume our normalcy on this channel. We promise. You know, because it's just really this apartment is becoming just blah to us. We're ready for a change. We are ready for a change and ready to just enjoy where we live. You know. So, Rich, if you're still here, 11 days to closing. We close October 5th. We're scheduled to close October 5th on a condo in Midtown Atlanta. And I can hear Jason jumping up and down for joy in the background if he's listening. What?
What?
He's giving me one of those looks. It's occasionally that we'll just lock eyes on each other and we'll just kind of be like in a dead stare. And then one of us will break eventually within the first 10 seconds, you know. And then he'll give me that eye roll that you see so many times. He's like, oh God, he's talking about that. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Rich. October 5th is what we're shooting for. We may get pushed back a couple days. You know how it goes.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not, though. We've been at this, and of course there are videos to come about it. We have shot some video during our condo search of some of the places we looked at, including the place we are buying.
And of course, you'll get the grand tour once we actually close and get the keys.
Indeed, we will. There's lots to come. We're both watching on the TV, and I'm typing on my computer. Ah. Hi. Hello. Hello from rainy Atlanta tonight. As I said earlier, the remnants of Tropical Storm Beta are here right now, dumping rain on us. It's hard to believe that we've had... this has not been the first time that we've gotten to the Greek alphabet in named storms.
No, but it hardly ever happens.
Yeah, and what do you know? What does happen if we go through the Greek alphabet?
I don't know if they even have a plan for that.
I guess they just start numbering them again.
I guess.
Like number 40 or 41 or... Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't go that far.
Hopefully not, because it's been quite... global warming is a real thing, folks. 2005 was the first time. I didn't remember that. Maybe I wasn't paying enough attention then. Because where was you talking about this, Nick? Did y'all go to a drive-in theater recently? Yes, we did. So how was the drive-in experience? Because
I thought it was fun.
I shot 3 pieces of video for a vlog, and then I didn't vlog the rest of it, so it kind of just went in the trash can. You know, you talk about it. How was it from your experience?
Oh, it was fun. It was nice, you know, relax in your car and watch the movie. We had to run our engine the whole time.
Which wasn't that much of a nuisance. It's funny because a lot of people picture the drive-in as just this place with the old speakers that don't work too well and whatever. No, the audio comes over your car stereo these days, FM, so it's in stereo. Yeah, sure, they're going to put it on AM. Oh, gosh, no. Anyway, it was a nice experience. Now, Tenet, on the other hand, I don't plan to do a video on it, so I'll just talk about it here. Tenet was a very confusing film. No spoilers.
It was good, but it was confusing.
It was good, but it was confusing, which is typical of a Chris Nolan psychological thriller. You know, I mean, it was twice as confusing as Inception was, and I liked Inception. That was a great movie too. So, what do I recommend watching it? Of course, you know. I mean, should you go to a theater to see it? I would not recommend that.
Yeah, I don't think that's safe. Unless you can go to the drive-in.
Unless you can go to a drive-in or somewhere safe to watch it. Otherwise, just wait for home video, please. Just wait for home video. Yeah.
I mean, that's the other thing, a nice thing about the drive-in. You don't have to be around any other people.
This is true. I mean, you went to the snack bar.
Yeah, but I wore my mask and I stayed 6 feet away from everybody. So.
And I didn't have a full menu.
No.
And I ended up with some okay hot dogs, you know.
Yeah, the snack bar wasn't that good at that theater.
Yeah, I think we'll bring our own food next time.
Yeah, they can't stop you from doing that.
No, we should do that again. You know, we have that weekend off coming up in October. Maybe I can properly vlog it this time. I do have the I believe the 9th and the 10th off, or is it the 10th and the 11th? I did get the weekend off that was supposed to be Pride weekend here in Atlanta. And of course, Pride got canceled. They're doing the virtual event this year, and it was really sad because this year is the 50th annual Pride for Atlanta, because the first one was in 1970, and we were really looking forward to it this year. And we had the whole weekend, and it's our city now, and COVID hit. I may pop in on some of the virtual stuff. I doubt all of it will be free. They still got to make some money somehow. Movie theater popcorn, that ship is kind of sailed. Greg's got to leave us in a moment here.
My dinner hour is almost up.
Yeah, I'll hang around for just a little bit. And he's saving some of his pizza for later.
Mm-hmm.
It's real neat that you can order pizza on an app, and I ordered it like 4:30 to deliver at 7, and it showed up a little bit early tonight. Just here's the proof that I ate all of my pizza properly. And
I'll see you guys later.
You weren't even on camera when
I
you
know.
said that.
I was close to the mic.
Typical. I'm sorry, Greg. I didn't mean that. The movie theater popcorn, it's really hit and miss where you get good movie theater popcorn and where you get bad movie theater popcorn at. Oh, it's Big Brother time. So Michael's going to watch channel. Is it Channel 7 up there at CBS, or is it Channel? Oh, it's Channel 9, WUSA. That you're going to be watching it on. Channel 7 is the ABC station up there. I like to think I know, at least in the major markets, where the stations are located and what their call letters are. It's a little bit of broadcast geekery from me, which oddly enough, Rich and Jason will get a kick out of this, is that one of the stations in my hub is WNEM, the CBS station from Flint, Saginaw. And we have to take the Michigan lottery drawing at 7/29/14 every night, in between Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune on that station. And we have to pull in on satellite the signal of WDIV, your NBC station. So sometimes I have it on up in a routable monitor, and I'm seeing the news of what's going on up there in Detroit. I mean, I won't profess myself to be an expert or anything, but so there's that. I could go into a whole TV operations spiel about what I deal with, but yes, I'm cleaning my cell phone screen. It was filthy. So, any other questions? It's been a real up and down experience with the process of buying this condo. We've been in it since late July and all of August and all of September. We made our offer on this place in the middle of August, so this tells you how long the closing process goes for. And it's been trying because, the brief version of the story is that we made the offer for the price listed. The seller came back with a price a little bit above it because we asked the seller to pay some of the closing costs, and then we went through the inspection and appraisal, and it appraised for lower. So the seller had to lower the price down to the appraised price. So it's good for us, bad for the seller, because the seller doesn't get as much money. But I think the seller did the right thing in taking the deal now, because it could possibly appraise for lower, or it could appraise for higher, but you don't know which it's going to be in like a year from now if they pull out and relist it or whatnot. They probably didn't want to go through it again. They probably would just want to just take the money and do whatever they're going to do with it, you know. So there, we end up with the condo at a fairly decent price. It's well within our budget. So there you go. Okay, so I think that's going to do it. I am going to go just enjoy myself until Greg's done with work at 11. Thank you all for coming by. We love you very much. Our next video is going to go up on the day we close the condo. And it will be the story of the first part of all of this. You know, so you'll see that from us in a little bit over a week from now. 11 days. 11 days. This has been just a long process, you know. And we're not totally drained emotionally. We're still enthusiastic. It's just been a lot of stress on top of the stress of the world situation that we've been going through, and everyone's been going through. Thank you, Kirby. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Have a good night. Stay safe. We love you very much. Okay? Bye.